What's good, Bully World? This is Zeb, your host, Bully Talk with Zeb Pitts. And today on Bully Talk, got my man, Haile Selassie, HD Bullies. What's good, big dog?
What it do, what's good? It's Haile from HD Bullies. First, I gotta shout out my man Zeb, man, for coming through. Come and check us out.
Oh, man, I really appreciate it, man. All these years, man, we've been doing this a while, man. We've seen a lot of people come and go. What keeps you involved with it?
Passion. The passion, honestly, I've been around dogs all my life, so I keep myself kind of going. I'm passionate about it, so, I keep it exciting for myself. My family's involved, so watching my kids, grow with the dogs, the passion, that passion, you'd be surprised. It's just taking me a long way.
I always wanted to ask, man, that people don't know, man. Your name, Haile Selassie. How did you get your name, man? Cause man, that's a powerful name. Emperor of Ethiopia, man.
Yeah, the Emperor of Ethiopia, King of Ethiopia. I'm actually Haile Selassie III. So, my father's name is Haile Selassie. My grandfather's name is Haile Selassie. So I inherited the name. Wow, man.
Any of your sons with the name?
My oldest son has the middle name. He's Aiden Haile Selassie, so he still, it carries it on. But I don't know. I don't want to get too ridiculous with it,
How did your peoples get the name?
Honestly, I really, can't really tell you too much as far as historically, too much about it. I've never really dug into it.
Yeah.
I've kind of been one to grow up just on what you have, and I didn't grow up off of being, of any descendant or of relation to a king or anything like that. So I didn't embrace that until, later on in my life, after hearing it so many years of my life through school, history teachers and things like that, telling me about it, more or less teaching me about it. I just more or less was in the sports. I didn't really care about, the history and stuff. I do my sports. I had dogs. So, that was my thing, was my dogs and my sports as a kid. And I really cared about much of the history behind the name. But after hearing it so much and you get older, you want to, you get curious. But that's as far as that went.
Hey, man, you started out with the Bullies. Talk about life, man, because, you know how it was back then. We sound like some old men in the rocking chair. I don't want to sound like that, man, but just talk about life back there, starting out with the Bullies.
See, a lot of people don't even know, Haile and HD Bullies for having Bullies, but we did. We started in the American bully community with Bullies, and it was fun. I enjoyed myself. I had a heck of a time. I met a lot of people. I got a chance to I met Zeb. This is where it started. 07, 08.
What's your boy name?
Patron.
Who y'all for?
Louis and Six Chick. Louis is a Remy son. Remy and Tootsie Roll. Six Chick is what is Six Chick? Six Chick is Diamond and Tough Enough Tonka. Remy grandson.
Around that time.
It's kind of when me and Zeb first met. It's kind of when I first hit the scene. I got a chance to meet Fabian, Chris Hodge, just a few good guys that are, kind of still around. And it was an opportunity. It was an opportunity to kind of grow. That was a really big growing period for me. Like I said, I was a part of history. In a sense. I was a young kid out of high school, so, I was just watching. I was wide open, wowed about everything. It was so much going on. I mean, it was hard to keep up at times, you know. At that time, even too, I think Shorty Bulls were being introduced to the community.
Oh, these are little Shorty Bulls, huh?
Is it work or no? Oh, wait a minute.
Around that time too.
Yeah,
so
I think that was that Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania show was the first time I actually seen like the Shorty Bull lineup that Pat had. I was like, what is this, little miniature pit bulls or something? I had no idea at the time.
I think that was like 08, 09 around there. So, you know, it was a lot going on. And, you know, I think even the exotic movement was even kind of secretively popping up here and there even then. So it was a lot going on, man. I mean, you know, kid out of high school, I just love dogs. I grew up with Rottweilers and German Shepherds and, you know, pit bulls too. So to have this American bully breed, it was like everything all in one. It was all of those breeds all in one for me. So it was exciting. And then it was like, whoa, then you got the Shorty Bulls over here. And, you know, you had your exotics. So, you know, you had your ring going on and the side stuff going on and the side of the side going on. It was stuff going on everywhere. I mean, talk about a packed event. It was just stuff. Everything's for the kids. It was stuff for everybody. I mean, that's when they talk about, you know, taking it back. And I guess, you know, I'm being that guy in the rocking chair right now. But, you know, that's when it was exciting. You know, we really, you know, we couldn't wait to see who was going to pop up. That was before, you know, Facebook and all that. So you didn't know who was coming to a show. It kind of was just who you saw when you got there. And I mean, literally, you know, we get there early, you know, wipe our hours and you know, you're still getting adjusted to from the whole ride coming over, and you're excited just to meet up with everybody before the show even start. It was a different feeling. I mean, it was a bunch of passionate guys and girls, even women. It was kids. It was everybody that was just passionate about whatever they had going on, all in one building. So to me, it was unity. It was like, you know, I mean, not that we don't have it, but I mean, we don't have it like we had it then. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, it was, you know, it was everybody just kind of pushing everybody to just do their thing, whatever that was. You know, classic dog, a pocket dog, you know, and there was a lot of that going on. That battle of pockets even weren't really accepted at that time. So, you know, that was fun, but it was a learning experience. That's the best thing I could say. I mean, I learned so much from everybody around, the excitement, the thrill, and, you know, the do's and the don'ts. I did the do's and the don'ts. So it was a learning experience, man, and it was fun. I never forget, you know, having the American Bullies. I thought that that's where it was at for me.
What was the blood you were dealing with during the time?
Remy line. Remy line.
Remy fire.
Man. Remy line, man. That I love Remy. You know, I like Function. I still like Function. Anybody that knows me knows I like functional dogs. So Remy was that dog, man. I mean, you know, if your dog wasn't Remy, if it wasn't at the shows making noise and we was over there, you know, barking and going crazy, man, that was Remy blood. That's what it was known for. So, you know, I liked it. It was exciting, man.
It was crazy because to see, you remember Christopher Hodge used to do the lineups. And man.
people came for, though. Like, it gave people, in my opinion, it gave people something to come for.
Yeah.
That was the excitement of the show. That was like, I guess, you know, now how we have, you know, the stack-offs on the sidelines and things of that nature, the stage for stack-offs or whatever, just to, you know, stack-offs. I think that's kind of, that kind of is the history of it. You know, Chris Hodge would do that lineup, man, and that's where you get to see who got the hitter for the year.
Yeah.
You know, what it was, what was going on for that year with Remy line or the next up-and-comers. That gave everybody their chance to shine. And that's what I respected about it, because, you know, at the time I was a little guy. Like I said, a lot of people don't even know I did American Bullies. You know, they're gonna come as a shock to a lot of people. But you know, that gave me an opportunity to learn how to stack up against other dogs, you know, and not be scared to do it. They gave me an opportunity to give me a chance to give my dog some shine. So, you know, it was cool. I thought it was very positive. It allowed you to stand next to the big dogs, you know. Like I said, you know, I was a little guy standing next to Fabian himself, you know, with Remy. You know, got to put hands on that dog and a few of his offspring, you know, and I'm appreciative of, you know, those opportunities and, you know, just those, being able to put myself in that position, getting out there, because that's what it was. If I never traveled to these shows, which most of them were down south, those, you know, 8 to 10 hour drives one way. You know, if I never gave myself the opportunity to go ahead and drive out there, then it never would have happened. So it was about, you know, believing that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to grasp the knowledge and learn from these people, be around these people, know that I needed to be in this environment because it was beneficial to my success or to the education, my knowledge.
Talk about the first time you stepped in the ring.
American Bullies. It would more likely be with my girl Left Eye. I had a lot of faith in that girl. She made me real confident. I really wasn't comfortable showing dogs back then, so I was a shy guy. And Left Eye was one of those dogs that I felt, you know, she turned heads, and so, you know, I'd put her out there. I'd show her. Never really come out with the win or anything. You know, third place here and there. I think we might have even gotten a few second places, maybe. But most of the time it came out empty-handed. But the experience, I mean, if I didn't continue at it, then I don't think that I'd be here today. If I allowed it to beat me down, I wouldn't be here today, you know. So it was a learning experience, allowing myself to say, what do I need to do? What are these guys doing that I'm not doing? What are they bringing to the table that I'm not bringing?
Who did you get the best advice from when for the ring? To the point where you finally, the light finally turned on for you. Like, damn, I actually got it in the ring, and you get your first win.
See, yes, I mean, that goes into kind of a collective thing. Experience. I mean, the first person that really gave me advice. I mean, see, I learned a lot of stuff from. See, a lot of guys don't know about this. Guys and gals don't know about this guy, Jake Lipton. He's a guy that some may know, and you should. He's in a lot of American Bully pedigrees. A lot. He's in a lot of them. A lot of the Razor's Edge movement. That guy was a part of it, and it kind of just, I don't want to say kind of gave me advice. More so advice on just believing in myself and not second guessing myself.
Sticking to the vision.
And that's it. You know, like I learned from watching, you know, AKC shows and stuff like that on how to handle dogs and stuff. Nobody ever really pulled me aside. And I mean, I learned tips as I gradually went along on things I was making mistakes on. But most of it came from just doing outside research and looking on the internet if that was available at any given time, watching TV and watching those AKC shows, because that was the silhouette. That was what, you know, a lot of us showgoers wanted to emulate. You know, what was going on in that world, that UKC, AKC, that demeanor, you know, to showcase your dog in the best light that you could, to stack your dog properly, stuff like that. But Jake, you know, was the one that told me just, you know, keep going at it, believe in myself, don't give up. And that's where I got my first Shorty Bulls from, actually.
Really?
Yeah, Jake Lipton.
Now talk about the whole experience dealing with a whole different breed in the Shorty Bull, being that it was new at the time, didn't really know much about it. What was that experience like dealing with the Shorty Bulls?
Well, dealing with Jake from True Blue Kennels, like I said, I got hands-on experience. I mean, this guy, he was around during the American Bully movement. I don't want to say the beginning of it, but very relevant times during the Razor's Edge movement, and then during the beginning processes of the Shorty Bull movement even. So his experience is just amazing, where he's been, what he's seen, what he knows. So I got a lot of hands-on with his dogs and the Shorty Bulls, and him giving me that opportunity, I appreciated it. It was kind of the first kind of dog person to really give me that experience on like the full aspect of it, what it took to really have a driven program, the daily work, like the stuff that people don't see, when you have to go out and clean the kennels and, you know, wash the dogs on a weekly, you know, go out to get the weekly orders of food by the pallets and the skid loads, you know, just the maintenance. So, you know, it gave me that opportunity to see it on a bigger scale with a program of dogs. And that's when I was opened up to it, and I had to be a part of something positive. That was a positive movement. So I got involved in the Shorty Bulls through Jake, and like I said, it was through his passion. That's what I share in common with a lot of people, that passion. And he taught me a lot just with the Shorty Bulls, the drive, just being such a small, compact dog, but so much power. I mean, I wasn't foreign to the power, I was foreign to the size. So, you know, converting over to them, and then shortly after Frenchies, I'm a dog lover. So loving them came easy. It's adaptation I had to make to the size, but adjusting to a smaller dog is pretty easy.
Yeah, how you feel when people say, this is a lifestyle? Because, you know, me and you were talking, you know, before this even started on camera, that it takes a lot to, don't use that word loosely, that this is a lifestyle, because like I was saying with the interview I did with Big Kev of the Lounge, he had never been on a vacation, and you said the same thing.
You talking about now or back then?
Back then.
Well, back then, you know, like I said, I got my start. I mentored up under Rodney from New Trojan, and so he was a Gray Line boy. He was Gray Line dogs, a lot off Tony Moore's yard. Tony and Gary Moore had that Gray Line stuff. So I came up under him. So I was partial to Gray Line, but my vision was always, you know, I want to do something different. I didn't want to just take a New Trojan dog to a New Trojan dog and make New Trojan dogs, you know what I mean? I could say, well, I produced it, but I've done no work. You know what I'm saying? That's already been made. Mm-hmm. All I did was, I've done nothing. So I want to take some edge stuff, bring it to that stuff, you know, the best of both worlds, do some outcrosses, come up with my own style, my own look, you know what I mean? And that's what we did as a crew, you know. Everybody that was in the crew had the same vision, and we didn't try to come together as a crew, it just happened. And we formed, you know, and it became family, we became brotherhood, and we all had the same vision, so it just all worked out. And we started making some nice dogs.
How long was that process to really put that together? And the two-part to it is, what did you learn over the time as far as some of the successes that you saw in building what you have today, the lounge, and some of the downsides that you learned, like I wouldn't repeat the same thing over again.
That's a hard question to answer, because you know I was talking to some of my people earlier, and like I was telling them, you know, when you dedicate your life to a certain, it doesn't come overnight. If you really about that life and you trying to make that for real, you got to be patient, and it's baby steps. You know what I'm saying? You slowly got to figure this thing out, put that together, and make it work, make it perfect. You know what I mean? And it's baby steps. It don't come overnight. So it took a long time, and I gave up a lot of my not only my life but my family's life to make this happen. You know, I was telling somebody earlier, my kids, I got 2 girls and a wife, right? I've been married 20 years. We've never been on a family vacation together. You know, we never got to go to anywhere together. If the wife went somewhere with the kids, I had to stay home with the dogs. Vice versa. If I take the kids somewhere, or if me and the wife went, once they got older, then the kids would stay home and take care of the dogs. So you know, everybody that raised these dogs know it's a lifestyle. It becomes, you know, you give a lot to it.
Bro, never. I mean, my wife and I have been together 12 years, married a lot of years, and never been on a vacation separate or with our children without it involving a dog show or, you know, taking the dogs. And normally it's involving a dog show. That is a vacation to us. And I mean, you know, that's how much we enjoy it. I mean, it's a lifestyle. I mean, to leave my house for 24 hours involves a lot in itself. A lot of adjustments within itself to assure that the dogs are going to be taken care of. So it's not a loose term. I mean, a lot of people say that they live the lifestyle, but I mean, how much do you sacrifice in your daily life? And it's a choice, so in no means am I, you know, I accept it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, but, you know, it is a choice that comes with, you know, it has pros and cons. And those are kind of the cons to it, you know, and some people may look at it that way.
Because as you know, we've seen a lot of people come and go, man, and people that's involved in relationships, it's like really crushed a lot of relationships, even to the point of divorce, man. So how important is it to have a partner who really sees the same vision as you, and it helps to your vision to grow and their vision to grow, to come together to say, you know, we're partners in this, and we're going to definitely make this work.
I mean, I mean, kudos to the people that could figure out a way to make it work without their partner, but I don't know how, because it's a lot of collective decisions that are made that allow us to operate both as business partners and in a relationship, which is a partnership as well. I mean, it's work, man. It's work, you know, and it's just about being willing to commit to the work, like not stop at just working at it. I mean, nothing is easy, man. It's the struggles and hurdles in everything, in the business, in relationships, and everything. And it's just working through it, willing to work through it. And any partnership, you got to have 2 people or however many people involved, all willing to equally put in the same amount to get the same out. You know, and that's the problem, I think, in a lot of partnerships, even outside of relationships or even inside relationships.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to get out the equal, but don't want to put in the equal work. So it draws up, you know, some type of conflict as far as emotions. I'm putting in more work, or, you know, I'm traveling more, and we just kind of figure out the weaknesses and the strengths and use them against each other. And it makes it fun. That's what it's about. You got to make it fun. And we try to make it fun. I mean, we want to choke each other, you know, sometimes too. It's not all smiles and giggles. But like I said, when you make yourself committed to putting in the effort.
How do you get through the tough times when those tough decisions come up?
I mean, tough decisions are everywhere, man. I mean, so like I said, it's about the commitment. Yeah. Understanding and respecting that, you know, you're going to have these tough times. It's just about when they're going to come and how you're going to attack them. You can either attack them together or against each other, but, you know, it makes it harder. So we just try to stick together. I mean, it ain't always easy, you know, but you try to just work it out, stick together, and not ever, you know, go against the grain, against each other, you know. So
what's one of the biggest ideas she came up with? That's like, God, she really helped the business out with that move.
I mean, the Frenchies. I mean, if she's the one who wanted a Frenchie, if it wasn't for her, I honestly probably can't say that I would have a French bulldog. I mean, I've always liked bulldogs, but French bulldogs always came off to me just by the appeal like a small dog. And I always thought of them that way. A small dog, a toy dog, barks a lot, runs a lot, you know, is not a strong dog, not a manly dog, not a dog for me coming from Rottweilers and German Shepherds. But I was so wrong after getting her one. I mean, I got her one and I fell in love. I mean, just look at what HD Bullies is, you know. Everybody don't know HD Bullies for American Bullies. You know what I mean? That was my idea. So her idea was, you know, the best thing that could have, I don't want to say the best thing could have ever happened because I do believe in destiny as well, but it was her idea. And, you know, we're together. It was her idea. I'll never take that credit for it. And here we are today, you know, with pretty successful French Bulldog program. So
How did you come up with the name HD Bullies?
Haile, my first name.
Yeah.
Defined Bullies. I came from American Bullies. I left American Bullies and converted over to Shorty Bulls, and shortly after Frenchies. So I wanted to kind of give myself something. I mean, I know HD is kind of something that's average, but when you break it down, it's personal. And that's what I'm about. Everything about HD Bullies, about us, is very personally driven. Yes, we want to be able to provide the community with dogs of relevance, but everything that we kind of do, we do because that's what we want to do. You know, it's not. I'm not sacrificing any of my beliefs or what I like to appease the community. It just so happens that what I like and the community like kind of meshes together, and we just go that way. You know, we work with it, not against it. So that's just more or less how we've kind of been going with it. Is more or less with. I'm not against evolution, so I work with it. You know, some people may call me old school because of the way I grew up in the dog community, but I'm not against evolution. So I respect all movements of all aspects. Not all of them are for me particularly or for everybody. Everybody has their own lane, but I'm not against them at all. You know, I respect the exotic movement. I respect the bulldog movement, the English bulldog movement, Frenchie movement, the color dogs, anything. I mean, I just respect anybody's thing. If it's your thing, that's cool. You know, I respect it. I'm not against it. You know, I have a preference. I like functional dogs. I like to show my dogs. I like to be able to show my dogs anywhere. IBR, ABR, ABKC, BBCR, UKC, AKC, anywhere. I don't want to be limited to where I could take my dogs to show them. I want them to be accepted. So that, you know, that's what I want to be able to offer. That's what I want to be able to bring.
Here's your best in show right here. Round of applause. Yosemite Sam. Give it up.
There you go, best in show, big dog.
Yosemite Sam, best in show.
All right, we back. Talk about the process no, matter of fact, I got a better question. Take me to the day when you realized HD Bullies was really a household name, and people really knew about your brand.
I mean, everything for me as far as where I think HD Bullies grew, and then really the birthing of it is Yosemite after Nationals, 2014 Nationals. Yosemite Sam produced here at HD Bullies, one for his breed. I think that's when, I mean, we had a lot of best of shows and best of breeds and things of that nature under our belt, but I think that's when everything kind of opened full surface. That's when it hit home for even me to realize, like, wow, you know, something so small turned into something so big. You know, we just was looking for pets. You know, we just want dogs to love. The vision never really was to be the top breeder or to be the dog that won nationals, to be a breeder of a dog that won nationals or anything like that. I just wanted good dogs to raise with my kids and my family, and I tend to get attached to those things, and I'm willing to put forth my all into dogs that offer my family that, because I feel like that's like a better life, and they're offering that, and I appreciate that. So I'm willing to take them everywhere. I want to show them off. It's just like a hand-in-hand kind of thing. I'm so excited about showing off, you know, this dog that, look at how much love they have. You know, it's just, they're different. You know, they're not the same. And when the Frenchies, they kind of took off with that whole, they're different. The love, you know, it was just different. They grabbed me in a whole different way that any other breed has ever grabbed me. And I mean, you know, I've grown up with Rottweilers, like I said, German Shepherds, and I've had you know, situations where they've had to protect us and things like that. And still, you know, the Frenchies, man, I mean, the way that they love my family, protect my family, the way we are in the ring together, it's just we click. And it's destined, you know, it was destiny. So the wife made a good decision.
How hard is it now to market yourself in this age of social media compared to first coming along with the American Bullies, when we didn't really have the access that you see today with the social media, where everybody is now considered a breeder?
Man, I mean, and I hate to sound like, you know, the old head or old guy, but, you know, y'all got it easy because it's easy now. I mean, social media has opened doors for all of us.
Everybody.
That, I mean, it's not just me, it's everybody that we didn't have back in the days, you know. It was just the little messenger boards and stuff like that, you know. Even still, you know, like, it opened up so many doors that, you know, we don't have to drive so far. And, you know, you can see a dog from hundreds of miles away in, you know, the click of a button or the flick of a finger. So, I mean, you know, it's easy. Now, because it's so easy, we have, you know, so many people with breeders. You know, we've got hundreds and hundreds of breeders are being born overnight. You know, tomorrow we're gonna have new breeders. That's how easy it is. So it's so easy that it's hard. You know, you've got to find your niche still. You know,
would you ever like to be at the top of that food chain?
I mean, I never want to short myself per se. But I don't know. You know, I want to keep growing. I will say that. I'm willing and accepting of whatever comes. I want to grow. So if that's a part of my growth, then sure. You know what I mean? I mean, I just want to keep growing. Whatever that means, you know, I just want to keep growing in this community, keep growing at what I'm passionate about.
And you seem like you're really sticking to your philosophy and what you're trying to create in HD Bullies. And what I mean by that, a lot of people might not know you're currently on your 4th generation, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How many years does that take?
We're on 9 years or so. So give or take 8 or 9 years. I mean,
that you're grinding in this, not overnight, not yesterday, not last year.
Never gave it up. Never switched and kind of went a new direction. I mean, literally stuck with whatever was embedded in my head from day one and rode with it, and still riding with it. Yosemite Sam, Sapphire, Butterbean, those Diamond, Leegee's Diamond, Shark Lines Udo. That was the vision. That was the vision. Those were the dogs. That was it right there. And when I got Yosemite, the vision became like real. That was I didn't even necessarily know that I painted. I wanted that head for sure because his mom had that head, and I wanted the girth for sure because his dad had the girth. But the personality, you know, like those are things I got taught. I got taught that you could breed personality into these dogs if you don't cheat yourself. Because his mom and dad were both of, you know, that. They were good dogs. They were great family dogs. Great for the show ring, you know. They didn't have aggressiveness. They didn't have health issues, you know. Those were important factors, and I learned that quickly dealing with, you know, these dogs. They taught me that real fast, that, you know, you don't have to sacrifice. You just stick to your guns, and here I am 4 generations, 8, 9 years later, no health issues, and still creating and making phenomenal dogs. And it's a blessing. I mean, it's pretty cool, you know, to see these dogs don't have to have any issues. I don't have to feed any particular thing to keep them from having allergic reactions. They don't have to be on medication. They don't have abnormal vet visits. They live a normal, happy life with no restrictions.
Just speaking on that, how fortunate do you feel that you were able to start out that way? A lot of people aren't able to start out that way. And just speaking on that, what are some of the mistakes that you learned what are some of the mistakes that you made along the way, and how did you learn from that in this process of your 4 generations of really putting a line together?
Well, going back to, you know, coming from American Bullies, that's where I made all my mistakes. So I guess it's a good thing that a lot of people don't know that I did American Bullies, because that's probably why. Because I was currently making those, or during that time, I was making those mistakes, which is why I probably wasn't growing. And I applied those mistakes into what I guess more or less I was destined into doing, which was, you know, the Bulldogs, Shorty Bulls, French Bulldogs, English Bulldogs even. It just is, one, I learned that because you have to be honest with yourself. And I was going to more or less just say, because you see like a dog has a good personality, you know, it doesn't necessarily make it a good breeding dog. You know, you have to be, it's hard to, I mean, you really got to be honest with yourself when breaking these dogs apart. It's hard to find good dogs when breaking these dogs apart, which I think is the benefit to how we've become so successful, by being picky, by not just accepting any old thing, by not just putting any old dog in the ring. I mean, it shows, you know, we stand behind it, because I've picked this dog apart so much that it's hard to find anything wrong with this dog. Yes, every dog has flaws, but help me find it. When that becomes the question, then this dog becomes now something to think about putting out there. And even if you can spot on find a flaw, like I said, no dog is perfect, but it's, as a breeder, that should be all of our goals. And that instantly became my goal too, you know, is finding, I got addicted to finding the problem with the dog, and I fixate on it, and I breed against it when it comes to that particular dog. Every breeding is individual. No not every breeding is not treated the same. And I think that's a common mistake that a lot of breeders make.
Do you ever do repeat breedings?
I have never done a repeat breeding. Never done a repeat breeding.
Is that a philosophy thing, or is there a certain reason why you don't?
I believe in exclusiveness. I mean, Yosemite Sam is exclusive. And, I mean, just look at it. He's exclusive. He's exclusive in every attribute you could think of. I mean, sure, there's people out there with blood of relation to, they have, you know, Hungarian blood, Liegi blood, Sharkline blood. That's what he's made up of. So, and there's no secret to that. You know, I'll tell people all the time, that's, you know, that's the blood behind him. So there's people who have that, and they could totally make a Yosemite per se. But it's the ingredients of two dogs. And that's the part where it becomes, you know, not even a secret, just history, you know, learning from your mistakes, learning from other people's mistakes, knowing what two dogs go good together, what bloods work good together, being honest with yourself. I made that mistake for a long time too. You just fixate on all the good qualities of the dog. You don't see the bad qualities of the dog. So when you breeding two dogs together, they both have the same bad qualities. You're breeding them together, you're not getting any further than what you already have. So, you know, it's about honestly being honest with yourself, not cheating yourself.
What's more important to you? Finding that next hitter in the litter, or the whole litter being consistent?
Consistency. Ain't even a question. I don't even think about that. Consistency. I mean, I've found it now that I've fixated on my litters being so consistent that it's become harder for me to make picks in a litter. You know, I need a little more time. I gotta wait for the puppies to get a little bit older.
Sometimes you're not afforded that time, right?
I mean, and you know, you have people who are, you know, they want a puppy. They waiting for you. And it's gotten to that point even now where now we have people who are really interested in a puppy, who want to pick a puppy, who want to have a puppy to add to their family because they're able to see what we offer. We're offering puppies that, I mean, are potty trained, socialized. I mean, truthfully, this isn't something that we just advertise. I'm able to visually show you these things.
Facts. I seen a note from a family saying how much the puppy was trained and she was happy. So yeah, I seen it myself.
I mean, it's and that's what it's become about. It's not just become about what we can tell you, but now it's just about what other people can tell you about us. And that's where it's really become exciting. That's when I realized, you know, wow. You know, wow. Just wow, you know what I mean? Wow, you know, these dogs really allowed me the opportunity to show that, you know, I'm able to work with them, even, you know, at such a young age. You know, 8-week-old puppies fully potty trained, pee-pad trained, I should say. I don't think many people can offer that. It's hard. It's a lot of work, and that's the thing, you know, that people don't see. But get a puppy from us and you will. You know, it's an experience. And that's what separates some breeders from others, is being able to offer people the experience.
You know, just thinking on that alone, for a lot of people, you know, that might gripe and complain about the pricing of a pup, let's say from you, talk about the process and what it takes to even get that litter on the ground, from the start of when that mother is first going through the process of being conceived to the time she drops that litter, to the time you got to get to your customer. It's a lot.
I mean, you got to first take into consideration that these dogs can get fairly expensive, especially when you know, you want a certain quality, and that's where, you know, separates certain breeders. I mean, you know, a lot of us don't want a shortcut. We want a certain quality. We want a certain consistency. So in order to get that quality, we have to spend, you know, decent money for good quality dogs. And it doesn't always work out. You know, you don't always have a dog taking a breeding. You don't always have you know, a successful litter of puppies, or every puppy live. You don't always have a breeding take, like I said, you know, so it's just trials and errors. It's a lot of unforeseen expenses. You know, the back and forth vet visits for testing, to even see progesterone testing to see if your female is ready, catching it. Sometimes you can miss, you know, with the back and forth traveling back and forth to the vet and the testing. So like I said, it's being precise. You know, dedicating your days and sacrificing your days. You know, you might have something to do in that day, but that dog might need to, you know, go to the vet for, you know, another testing. You know, then, you know, the prenatals, the regimen, the feeding regimen, the daily activity, you know, then more vet processing, you know, C-section, AIing, surgicals, things of that nature, depending on what routes we go. If we pay for a stud fee, then typically we've shipped semen and we're going the route of surgical AI. So that obviously draws more expenses. C-section, if complications within the C-section, the expenses, I mean, can be so drastic sometimes. It's just unforeseen stuff, you know, like I said. Now, if it's just an in-house breeding, obviously you exclude stud fees, things like that. But still, you know, the food, their daily regimen is not, you know, a cheap expense. We don't feed our puppies cheap food. So, you know, because I believe in nutrition, the diet, that to me, diet at an early stage equals what your dog's best potential could be at its later on life. So when buying from a breeder, you want to look at these things, how they're caring for their puppies, the environment, the diet, the daily activity. Because if these puppies are growing up living their fullest and getting their fullest nutrition and potential, then you know that you've already got a strong start to a strong end for your dog. You know, so that early investment matters in your later on result. Because if somebody shortcutted and was, you know, treating that dog or that
what's
puppy,
the old saying? You pay for what you get.
Pretty much, you know. I could feed, you know, great diet of food. I could feed, you know, just a, you know, little cheap brand of food. The puppy still will get a full belly, but he's not getting the best nutritional value, and that determines the growth and strength of that puppy. The puppy's best potential, how that puppy will form and develop. And that's a fact. And a lot of people, you know, shortcut. We don't shortcut here. And yeah, it costs a little bit more, but in the end, it's worth it because you see the end results. You know what I mean? You're looking at a dog like a Yosemite Sam. You're looking at a Bebop Sam now, and just look at how fulled out these dogs are. They're meeting their best potential through care. And it's not the cheapest of care. We're not shortcutting these dogs.
You can tell by the photography that you take, the backgrounds, the little uniforms that a lot of the puppies have. You don't really see people doing that.
I mean, I believe in being fair to these guys, and you know, it's a family thing, so I can't take the credit fully for it.
It's definitely a family day.
My family's involved, man. I mean, the kids and the wife enjoys, you know, dressing the dogs up, doing the photo shoots, being involved. You know, these dogs have taught us a lot. I didn't know how to work a camera or really even, like, you know, the internet stuff. I'm old school, man. You know, Messenger. That's as deep as that went is, you know, a little MSN. You know, that was it. I don't know. You know, I learned through evolution. Because like I said, I'm old school, man. I didn't know how to AI. I learned these things through evolution, through just time, through life, man. I mean, and I'm not closed-minded, you know. I'm not, everything's not for me, but I'm not the guy that, you know, I'm against everything either, you know. So I could learn something from every movement. So I just pay attention.
You know, just speaking on breeds, could you see yourself doing any other breed?
Oh, well, I mean, you know, if you haven't taken notice, you know, we step into the
I think let's zoom in on that a little bit there.
We stepped into
pink pugs.
Pink pugs. So we will be more or less offering and breeding pugs now, pink pugs.
Really?
Yes, sir.
What sparked that?
Once again, the great idea of the wife. I mean, you know, and this is what I mean about a partnership. You know, it's just funny how it works out this way. But here I am, you know.
I think that's the message of the day. You got to find you a great partner.
A partner, and it doesn't have to be. I mean, you know, hopefully you can find your partner as your wife or your significant other, because you find it to be really cool. It's the person you spend a lot of your time with when you're home, your day to day. So we come up with a lot of collective thoughts. It allows us the opportunity to spend a lot of time that we may not have wanted to spend together now. You know, just on we call them business meetings. You know, we actually do that. We sit down and we discuss. You know, what do you think? And what do you think? And we come up with ideas together. And you know, she wanted a breed of her own again. And you know, I took over the Frenchies. You know, I love them. You know, she doesn't really get any credit, so she wanted something for her. So you know, she wanted the Pugs, and so I went ahead and, you know, I believe in a happy wife is a happy life. So you know,
that's 100.
If I make the wife happy, you know, I could live a happy life. So she wanted Pugs, so Pugs it is.
And this is Carrier Girl. We've got a platinum pink boy and a pink boy in his arms, all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. Lovely California airport. Aren't they cute?
Amazing.
Look at the quality of these babies.
Phenomenal.
Hey puppies. We have a happy new pink pug owner. Welcome to the official Pink Pug Club, the ultra exclusive Pink Pug Club. Look at those faces.
Hi, buddy. Hi, pretty boy. Yeah, she's gonna go crazy about you. I don't know how you do it. Don't understand.
So,
not just a regular pug, though, man.
And this is where the collective...
Exclusive.
This is where the collectiveness comes in. I mean, you know, if we're going to do something, you know, I want to offer the community the best. And that's where I come into play. You know, we've been consistently offering some of the best French Bulldogs around. And I'm hoping to continue doing so. And if we're gonna stand behind any breed of dogs, our goal is to offer the community the best, or some of the best that there is. Quality dogs, true quality, and no shortcuts. So if we're gonna do pugs, we're gonna bring you guys some quality pugs. So definitely get ready for the pigs.
You didn't mess around, man. You went to the source.
One thing that I've learned, and this goes back to the American Bullies, you know, and I apply this method to anything. If you don't cheat yourself, you don't shortcut, you don't, you know, try to take the shortcut, and you give it your all, and you believe in it, nothing but good shall come, kinda, is, you know, my theory. You only live once, so you gotta kind of apply that to it too. You know what I mean? You can't be scared. You know, if you believe in it, you go after it. And I believe that I do dogs. I know what quality dogs looks like. I believe in functional dogs. So I'm willing to bring that to the table. That's what I'm willing to offer the community is functional quality dogs. Dogs of relevance, of today's relevance. But we don't have to sacrifice the functional ability of the dog to get what we today call quality. And
yeah, because I was going to ask you that, man. You ever, like, say, I might want to experiment and see if I can make the freakiest Frenchie in the world or something, just to see?
Honestly, I mean, no. Because it doesn't look appeasing to me. You know, I just think about, I try to be fair to my dogs as best I can. So, you know, I buy them treats, I buy them toys, I buy them beds to lay on. Just because I want to sleep on the floor, you know, so I don't want nobody to constrict my abilities of a comfortable way of life. So I can't see myself doing it to these dogs just to appease a community. That doesn't make me per se happy. So, you know, nothing that I do with these dogs is in malice. It's a true passion and love. I enjoy and spend time with these dogs and play with them. It's not just for the facade of
Nah,
their
they
life.
not just sitting in a crate
and
waiting for the next person to buy a dog from. Nah, they interact with the whole family.
And that's just that's the difference. You know, that's what we offer. You know, every business has its slow periods. And that's the thing people don't see either. You know, we have to roll with those punches. You know, we're not always selling puppies, but we're always traveling to shows. We're always kind of out there offering ourselves for people to put hands on our dogs physically and see them outside of just Facebook or Instagram or our website. You know, you're able to physically see these dogs at some point in time, and that's what kind of separates us too. It brings a little, you know, difference, and we're hands-on. It's a lifestyle, and you know, you get to experience HD Bullies hands-on, not just through a computer screen.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I don't know if you'll answer. How important is the show scene to the movement of the different bully breeds?
I mean,
the reason I asked that because you starting to see less people at shows. You remember how I hate to keep going back that way. Maybe because it was new at the time, that the excitement and the enthusiasm was there. But honestly, like the show scene, how is that for you now? The show scene.
I've learned a lot over the years. So, you know, I've learned that for me, going to the shows is more personal. It's a personal experience. Like, it's not for everybody. I personally enjoy hand-on-hand interaction, getting to see other people's dogs as well as offering an opportunity for people to see my dogs. I also like the opportunity to get fair opinions through judgment by showing the dogs through a lot of the judges from time to time, and I'll take advantage of that. And that's from a breeder standpoint. You know, it's some of the shows have great environments, so it's good to get the kids out too. But it's definitely not like how it was. I mean, back in the day. You know, I'm not sure if it's the excitement.
Because I'm quite sure the exotic people would disagree with that statement right now.
And you know, and see, it's funny you say that, because now and some people will say they have seen us at a few exotic registries. We will, you know, I'll show anywhere. I don't care. My dogs are able to be shown anywhere, and that's what I love about our program. So we've been to a good bit of ABR shows.
Yeah, I've seen, yeah.
And we've done phenomenal. Shout out to the ABR. Great registry. I mean, can't really say anything. Great. It's fun. Great environment. It's positive.
Yeah, to have Yosemite win, then the son come right behind them and win.
Yeah, man. I mean, Yosemite Sam won Best in Show. Turn around, his son's won 3 Best in Shows in that registry now. And he's doing well in the registry. I have fun. I mean, the environment, the unity. See, now, and that's what I mean. Like, the experience at some of these exotic shows for me has been not the same per se.
Yeah.
The turnouts are really like nice. They're full. A lot more people show up. I see unity. You know, and not that I don't see it in any of the other registries. You just kind of see it more. It's more people.
They're open to be about it. About the unity. Just having fun. Yeah.
They're about having fun, and that's kind of where I was going with it. Like, they're about each other. They're about making it a good experience for each other, not just about themselves. And that's the only thing I kind of see, you know, that might be different. Back then, it was a lot of unity when I was coming in. You know, I was a little guy, and people was jumping in.
Make my way through this love, man. Oh, damn, my bad, my bad.
Oh, but if you want to
back to the dogs, back to the dogs.
Hey, yo. Dobby, 8 months old. 8 months. Last week.
8 months old.
Bam Bam. Dubai. Baby Dobby. That's right. Baby Dobby. Yo, give it here. Baby Dobby. Baby Dobby. 8 months old. 8 months old. Come here. That's Bam Bam right there too. Who's it you got out? Pebbles. It's Pebbles. 9 months old.
Pebbles 9 months old right
Pebbles
here.
Bam Bam and Vicky Bam. Whole legacies, living their system. That's money. Talk that shit. Real money. Someone just took a shit. That sounded great. They packed out here, man. What do you do, man?
Crazy out here right now. Hey man, look at that. Look at that white, man.
Baby Dobby. Come on. Oh, let me see what you're doing now, ho. Hey, yo, what y'all say? He came in house to table. Well, CMD dog. That's what. There you go. Background. Whatever you're doing, it's in the background. I'm here. Shout out. I'm here. Hey, his mom got him. I ain't got no control over that. He started for his mom. For her, I did a little help with him.
Alright, we back. We're going to recap a little bit, talking about show scene today. And then basically we were talking about the exotic scene and what the difference is and what you've seen on that scene.
With the exotic scene, I mean, only difference I see is that they letting us see is the unity. I'm not an exotic breeder, but I've gone to a few shows and they got unity. They support each other. They stack up against anything. They willing to take pictures with anybody. You know, they're cheering for each other. It's just unity. It's fun. They're having fun, you know, and maybe because it's something new. You know, I appreciate that they let us be a part of it, you know, being, you know, not necessarily a part of the community or breeding exotics, but they open the doors to anybody. And that's what I mean. Like, you know, I don't even have exotics, but they let me share that fun, that experience with them. So the unity, I mean, I think if we could get back to that somehow without, you know, hating on each other and worrying about, you know, what the next man is doing, and just kind of find your niche, you know, what you're good at, and bring that to the table. Work with, you know, those like-minded or those that help you get closer to your goal, and not so much worry about what the other man is doing or, you know, the other man's goal. I think, you know, that we could get back to what it was all about, because back then, it seemed like everybody just was focused on getting to the goal, you know, which was making better dogs. working together if that's what it took to make better dogs, or you may have had your own little crew, whatever, but you're just working to make better dogs and was excited to get the opportunity to see all these dogs people have been working on. Back to that vision, like, this is just about the dogs. Like, a lot of people is able to say, let's get it back to the dogs, but we got to stop making it personal. Just get it back to the dogs. I mean, just bring them good dogs out, you know?
How important is it for you to have exclusive breedings when you're putting two dogs together?
Very, very. I mean, once again, you know, it's about finding your niche. Whether you got to look at it as separating yourself, or it's about finding your niche. Whatever it is that you're able to offer, that maybe somebody else isn't able to offer. So exclusiveness, definitely. I mean, just look at our program. Yosemite is very exclusive. Once again, Yosemite blood is very exclusive and well sought after. But I'm not just looking to, I'm looking to give these dogs great homes. That's priority. I'm not just looking to sell dogs. It's a difference. We specialize in a lot of pet dogs. We sell a lot of pet dogs, not pet quality dogs, just pet dogs. They live a happy pet life. I'm very selective on where my dogs go to, and I think that's also work. You know, it's about ensuring that your dogs are going to live a great life. I think that's a reflection within itself. You know, when people are able to show, hey, you know, look, I bought a dog from HD Bullies, and look at how potty trained it is. Look at how smart it is. You know, they want to brag about this dog, this puppy that they bought. It's a great reflection on the hard work. So, that, you know, you just, no shortcuts, man. Quality.
Because you put a lot back into your program.
Everything. Even, you know, the money that doesn't come from them. I'll put it all because I believe in it. I believe that if I could offer it to them, they should have it. So, you know, I want to travel with them. And a lot of times, like I said, we're not always having litters. We're not that kennel. We're not a kennel. We're family-based. So we spend a lot of time traveling, so we're not able to have litters all the time. We do skip a lot of breedings. That's what makes us so special. We're selective. When, you know, if it's important that we do this breeding, then it's important that we do this breeding, but we understand that it comes with a sacrifice, that we can't show this dog during this time. So we have to decide, is it more important to show this dog right now, or is it more important to have a litter? And a lot of times the answer is, for us, it's more important to show this dog if this dog is a show dog. So we miss opportunities sometimes even of having a litter, or being able to offer a litter to the public due to sacrifice, due to the understanding that we have something special and we want to showcase it for all to see. So, you know, it comes with it sacrifices in order to grow and in order to showcase these dogs for everybody to see just how special they are. I mean, we have to skip breedings and certain shows we have to miss because we're in the process of doing breedings, you know? It's a sacrifice, man, all around, you know. But it's worth it, you know. You just got to stick to it, stick to your vision. You know, if that's really important to you to get that dog showcase.
I definitely see the daily grind with you with this, man. It's you can feel your passion by what you post and by what you see. And I share a lot. A lot of times I share it on my page or the Real Talk Zed page and Instagram, because I see the work you put into it. Like, man, that's innovative. I'm like, dang, you got this logo, like almost like a backdrop, I guess you would say, and then like the little setups and everything that you would have for the pups with the little jackets, and like just, you know, all the love and care that you put in to letting people see your product. That's very consistent
and once
and
again,
healthy.
I mean, I gotta first of all thank you, Zeb, for, you know, being one of those people that, you know, share it. I appreciate it. You know, without the community taking notice, all of that stuff would more or less be irrelevant. But people are taking notice, and that's the thing. You know, people are taking notice to everything that's going on, and people are taking notice to the time that we put in. So it comes natural for us. I mean, it's a lifestyle, like I said. You know, it's just
how does it feel to be labeled old head, man, when you're 28, man?
It's crazy. I mean,
but you've been doing this. Yeah, my bad.
You blow me up.
I'm blowing him up.
Everybody doesn't know I am. You know, I'm 28. I embrace it. I'm not your average 28-year-old, but I think that comes with experience. But you've been doing this a long hit.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
It's experience.
People don't even know, man.
It's experience, man. I've been around. I've been through a lot. You know, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon. I was fortunate enough to grow up around dogs, and they brought me comfort. And somehow or another, you know, it just worked out that I stayed in tune with that comfort. You know, that's where I'm comfortable. I've got more friends as dogs than, you know, people. And that's by choice. They comfort me. I mean, dogs are a blessing. I mean, I try not to ever let that go unnoticed, that I don't appreciate them. I do believe that dogs offer people a better view on life, or a better feeling towards the everyday life. They're medicinal per se. And that's for me where it becomes very passionate and personal. They offer me that comfort every day. You know, just to play with them, watch them play, watch the different personalities. They literally make me laugh. And if you can't understand that, then you can't understand the passion. You know what I mean?
Who comes up with the names of the pups, man?
The kids, the wife. You know, me sometimes. You know, it's a collective thing. You know, we'll sit over dinner and talk about it, and whoever comes up with the best name, you know. And it's coming down to now, everybody's so creative that we'll pull out of a hat even now. It's just fun, you know. We make it fun as a family, you know. It's like playing a game. I'm old school, man. So, you know, I try to sit down and spend time with my kids on a daily basis. And if that means that it's name picking for the day that we're doing, then that's what it is.
Just thinking of that, man. Could you even see yourself now not even involved with dogs at this point now?
You know, honestly, it's deep. It's deep. I mean, it's a lifestyle. So no, and I get that. You know, when different, and you can look at different aspects of things. You know, NBA players say, you know, for them it's a lifestyle. You know, and they wake up every day, all they could think about is, you know, dribbling a ball or shooting a ball, or, you know, boxing, or, you know, dogs. You know, anything. You know, people who, you know, work on cars or deal with cars. When you're passionate about something, it's like your everyday. You breathe it. So it's just gotten so deep, and I've accepted it on a whole nother level that no, you know, they bring me comfort. This is fulfillment in life for me. So I don't see myself without dogs. I've tried it. It doesn't work very well.
Well, that's what's up, man. I got to ask you, man. Just speaking of vision. What's the ultimate Frenchie for you? Did you have that vision in your head? And how close have you come to seeing that vision come to light?
The ultimate Frenchie for me, it will always incorporate Yosemite. If I could take Yosemite's head and put it on the perfect squared body barreled French bulldog with, I mean, the perfect tuck and nice fat rear, but I mean, this dog has to be square, but still I want, you know, the bone, I want the tight feet. And I mean, when you start to paint the picture, it sounds so nice, but it's not very easy to get that balanced out dog. I mean, Yosemite had a true 20-inch head on a French bulldog. And I don't think a lot of people really understand what that looks like when you're talking about a French bulldog. That small.
Like a bobblehead. Yeah, that's exactly, yeah, it looked like a big bobblehead.
You know, now his back was a tad bit longer than what I prefer. I wouldn't call him long back, but that's where I would pick him apart. His ear set was a tad off for me. You know, his feet were a tad off for me. There's things I could pick apart about the dog. The dog was in no way perfect. But it's the balance of a dog and how a dog's able to portray himself is what we capture. And that dog was able to portray himself as a silhouette. So therefore, that's how a lot of people, I feel viewed him. He believed that he was a silhouette, therefore I believed he was a silhouette. Granted, he did have those flaws. And now we worked on, you know, creating something better out of him. Now we have Bebop, who to me is half the dog with almost the same head. So we're getting there, you know, we're getting to more of a square dog that's short back. I mean, any angle you show that dog, he looks short back. I would like a nice fatter rear on him, and for me, that's where Bebop kind of lacks for me. But in no way is it lacking in his performance or in the dog that he is. That's just where he needs a little more. So we have been breeding him to females with stronger rears, and you will see some Bebop kids with very strong rears. So that's what it's about. It's about recognizing where your dog is weak and not accepting any breedings. I see a lot of people open their dogs for stud service, and you know, they're just willing to do these breedings, but where's the benefit in the owner of the dam in breeding to your stud? You know, you're saying, yeah, you know, but are these dogs meeting the criteria to be bred together? Are they going to fix where your dog lacks? And I think that's also the problem. A lot of people, you know, are so quick to stud their dog, but they don't see the harm in it. There's harm in it as well as the benefits in it. You know, just I believe that you got to look at the two dogs and be able to decide if it's a good breeding, and that's just it. You know, currently Bebop's closed for stud, but I'm open to breeding him to quality females that complement where he lacks, and where I could collaborate with another breeder and producing quality dogs of a better caliber than what we're able to show you today. That to me is what breeding is about. So, you know, no shortcutting, man. I mean, that I don't shortcut, and I'm not shortcutting myself.
Are you one that breed to the standards, or is it more for your preference?
Both.
Both. Yeah, I was gonna say I see both.
I mean, I do a lot of research. I do a lot of research. I spend a lot of time in front of the computer while my kids and wife are in bed. I'm up looking on the computer. So the standards means a lot to me. But I have personal preference, as a lot of people do. And I think that's worked for me. I don't think it's really harmed my vision at all, because my dogs are, I'm still shooting for what the standard calls for. I like girth. You know, I like girthy dogs, but I like functional dogs too. So, and there's no in between of either you like functional dogs or you don't. And when liking girth and liking function, there's no in between. Either you like functional dogs or you don't. And that's where I'm not willing to sacrifice how much girth I like for the function.
You know, I was going to ask you that when it comes to that time when you have to incorporate new blood into your program, how scary is that, knowing that in that process I might introduce new flaws, new things that I didn't see before, bad breathing issues? Because with your bullies, you never seen them do that. You know that annoying sound. Never heard them do that, man.
I mean, once again, research. Know your breeders. I'm a breeder, so I mean I could speak on this from a buying aspect and a breeding aspect. Do your research. You know, if you gotta watch. I mean, certain breeders have, and I mean, and nothing against the newcomers. You know, because totally, you know, you could be a newcomer that offers the community quality dogs. But I think there's enough of your old heads or people who have kind of been in their breed for a numerous amount of years who could show you the proof that this is what their vision is, and this is what they offer. And rarely, if any, have they ever come in contact with any of these issues. And this helps you avoid introducing any of those issues, because I am very scared to introduce any health issues because we don't have any.
Yeah.
And I know it's common within our breeds. So it's just a research, you know, knowing the breeders, and not that I won't buy from a new breeder, but I need to know that there's enough research that you could show me that these dogs won't have these issues, that I'm not introducing these issues into my program. Health testing is available, and I think a lot of people should take advantage of it. That also will help you dodge the bullet. You know, if it's coming, you'll be able to see it, and that's when you have to be honest as a breeder and say with yourself, you know, if you get a positive testing, this dog is not liable to be bred into your program, and it hurts. This is where we take the losses that people don't see, but this is where we're able to offer the best to the community when buying dogs from us. And I think in the long run, it works out.
Is this where you talk about where the cover-up comes into effect, when they know that certain dog has those health issues and go ahead and breed anyway, and don't even let the consumer know that these genetic defects are in the line, and when you find out about it, once you get it, you like throw up your hands like you didn't know nothing about it, but you knew about it.
I mean, and that happens, and it's sad. But that's just why, you know, I encourage people to know your breeders, know the people that you're doing business with, because I mean, this is how you protect yourself in the long run. And if you care about the long run, then you'll spend the time to get to know the people that you're spending this money with, or doing any type of exchange with. You're protecting an investment, if that's how you look at it. You're protecting yourself from the liability of having to spend a lot of money on a dog that you are going to fall in love with, because us as pet lovers can't help it. You know, we fall in love with everything we come in contact with. You know, I've bought dogs that I may have necessarily not agreed with, but I still love them. But you know, I understand that this dog's not breedable. I have to pet home it or what have you. But I still have grown to love this dog, you know, as a pet lover. So I just learned that, you know, doing the research saves you that heartache as a pet lover, and I can relate to many pet lovers. But I think we're more pet lovers than breeders first, when you break us down as HD Bullies. Being the way that we are, family oriented, you know, just about the dogs, really, when it comes down to it. You know, a lot of our females only get bred twice.
Really?
And that's a lot of, you know, a lot of people.
Now that I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't know these things about us, and it's not anything, you know, that we advertise or try to, you know, get glorification for. It's just our morals. It's our rules, you know. 3 times max, and that has to be clinically ruled by a vet that you know, this dog is healthy enough for 3 litters. But that's when I start to ask myself as a breeder, if I haven't accomplished my goal within the first 2 litters, do I really know what I'm doing with this dog, this blood, and how it works? You know, so I think it comes down to just history, research, and not wasting your time or anybody else's. I'm not here just to make dogs. You know, I'm here to offer quality dogs. So my first breeding is very important, but my second breeding, if I've seen any mistakes within my first breeding, I know not to make those my second time around. And that's all I need. That's enough room for the errors to be made, if any. But I'm not looking to make any, which is where the research comes into play. So, research, it never steers you wrong. History, people have done it for us already. You can see through other people's breedings what bloods work together. It's not being a copycat or a hater or, you know, dick riding or none of that crazy, you know, that people talk about. That's what it's there for.
How do you stay drama free, man?
Nah.
You know, that's a daily thing on the boards, man, and you seem to know how to avoid it.
I don't even entertain it, to be honest with you. You know, there's people who always feel the need to share their opinion, whether good or bad. And you know, I'll always embrace, you know, everybody has an opinion, and I get that. I can't take that from people. But you can't expect me to say anything to your negative opinion, because it's of no benefit to what I'm doing. You know, I appreciate that you took the time out to look at it. And if it's coming across as you bringing things to my attention that I could benefit some type of educational gain, and it's brought to me in that light, you know, then we can have a conversation about it. But if it's very negative or is going to draw an argument or any drama, you can't expect me to respond to it, because I don't see any gain from it as far as the community goes, the people who are watching, the people who are looking for us for information, who come to us for information, and I think it sets a very good example either. So I choose not to answer, you know, the drama, and it's there, it's everywhere, it's every day, like you said.
Every day.
But you know, it's just about dodging it, and it's easy to dodge it. You dodge it by not responding to it. That's how I found it to be the easiest.
The business. Why should someone come to you for a pup?
I mean, I believe that we've become, if you haven't gotten the impression before, we've become very transparent. We're very active in the community, even when we don't have something to offer for sale per se. We're still involved. We're still around. So you have the fact that we're loyal to what we do, the commitment that we offer to the lifestyle that we live. The longevity, we've been around for years. I mean, the history shows that.
Grinding for years.
You know, growing, you know, bettering our program. And you just watch the history. I know, just look at the many changes and investments that we've made in ensuring that our dogs live a better life. It's never anything personal towards us. I'm still the same person. I've just gained much knowledge in the many years. But I apply all of that towards the dogs. It only gets better from here. Every year we offer more and more quality. The quality is getting better. I'm figuring out ways to improve the quality of dogs we're able to offer the community. And that in itself, I think, speaks volumes. We're going above and beyond. We're not just accepting just the now. We're already, you know, moving forward. We're doing every precautionary method that we can to ensure healthy dogs. We're going above and beyond with potty training puppies, and offering that to the best of our ability. We're traveling all over the world, so relevancy isn't questionable. We see the things that are commonly popular or labeled as the it factor. And we're able to apply those into our vision without necessarily changing it. You know, people like color. We're able to offer color now within our program without ever changing our vision. You're still offering the same quality.
Man, that's what I was going to lead into. I was going to ask you about that. I said, I know you got something in the cut with some color, man.
I mean, I do. I've went ahead and I've made a few purchases for colored dogs. One in particular, Head Honcho. He's definitely a dog to look out for. He's our quad carrier. We purchased through Cindy Batten of Batten Bulldogs. And beautiful dog. I mean, I waited a long time to purchase a tan-pointed French Bulldog in particular. Quad carrier at that. Carries everything. And for me, it was just about a particular dog. And finding that particular dog. Finding a breeder who was able to offer me a particular dog that wouldn't stray away from my program. Wouldn't get me away from the ultimate goal, which was Yosemite. I like Yosemite and what he brings. I just wanted to make him more compact. I wanted to make him with today's relevancy. And we're able to do that through collaboration, through noticing that other breeders offer something. We're not the only ones. You know, I'm not here to say that we're the best, but I definitely believe that when mentioning the best, HD Bullies should be mentioned. We put forth all efforts in ensuring that we are one of the best as far as quality goes. Color is secondary. That's just a paint job. But the internal build of the dog to external is the most important thing to us. And that's what you get from us. Quality dogs. Dogs that come from already great lives. Lives with children and other dogs where they get to be active, not cooped in areas by themselves to create bad habits. We're able to catch those habits. I'm around 24/7. I'm hands-on. It's a lifestyle. You know, I've created this life for us to all live and enjoy as a family. And that's why you should come to HD Bullies. You know, it just kind of, it's to sum it up in that, you know, we're not your average. You know, you're not going to get this experience anywhere else.
And I've definitely seen it firsthand, man, that the love and attention and the details that you put into the care of bringing up those pups for future customers, man, it's remarkable, man.
Once again, I mean, through watching a lot of other breeders and many are breeds, I mean, just watch what people have done. And, you know, I grow from game. I grow from pushing myself. I mean, you know, there's people who want to see you do good, but you are the only person who wants to see you do as good as you see yourself doing. So, you know, I just push myself. I believe in myself, and I have my family in my corner, and it's worked for me. They believe in me as much as I believe in them. So we push each other, and it's just about the next thing, you know. It's just about continuously being able to offer the community the next thing, and that's where HD Bullies comes into play. And I can't tell you, you know, much about the future, you know, because I like dogs. I love dogs. I mean, that's just my heart and my passion is in dogs. I love my Frenchies, and I always have my Frenchies. But I love dogs, so the future holds a lot for HD Bullies. You know, we've got the Pugs coming, and that's definitely something to look out for.
Pink Pug. Pink Pugs, man.
Exclusive Pink Pugs. I mean, you know, if you don't know about them, you'll be hearing a lot about them. If you're looking to get involved in them, I mean, we may be your resource. I enjoy what the Pugs offer. I like the breed. And like I said, it's about offering the community quality dogs. And we'll be able to do that with French Bulldogs and now also with Pugs. And like I said, we'll see what the future holds.
Hey, man, I definitely appreciate it as always, Big Dog, man. Knowing this man for years, man. Always been the same, man.
It's all love, man.
Always, always.
Love. Zeb, from day one, always showed us love, even before we were HD Bullies. Even before, you know, having the French Bulldogs, before the success, when we were the underdog, the true meaning
I gotta pull that old footage. It's not even HD footage. It look like something on like old real camera.
I mean, but that's real life.
I'm gonna pull that out and put it on there.
And it just goes to show, you know, you watch Zeb and he'll be able to show you. I mean, it's his history. You know, he's able to show you from when we weren't HD Bullies and you didn't even know that we were capable of being a HD Bullies.
We were just all having fun, man, at the time. Nobody was nobody. No, we just all having fun.
You know, Zeb was Zeb. You know, it wasn't even the Zeb Pits. I mean, kind of stuck, really. You know, it was just, and that's what we need to come back to. That's what the community is missing. A bunch of guys and girls. It was girls and guys, everybody. Just here to have fun. Push your feelings aside for a minute. You know, yeah, we all like what we like, but it's enough room for everybody. And a lot of these registries have created an opportunity where we all can come together under one building and all share the same passion, which is these dogs, whatever breed it is. So just that's what we got to come back to, I think, and I truly think that if wholeheartedly we could commit to unity and supporting each other, even if you don't agree with, you know, whatever the next man got going on. It may not be for you. You don't necessarily have to understand it, but maybe even at least give it a try. Like, try to feel it out. You know, you don't have to get involved or get one, but talk to the people. you know, just
see where they coming from.
Yeah, you know, just get an understanding.
I think that's why I go
for them.
to all the different stuff just to see. You got,
and that's where my respect for the whole Zeb movement and the Zeb Pitts Bully Talk comes from. Is it was an opportunity given for everybody. If you just had to be at the show, and bam. Yo, what's going on, Bully World? You know what I mean? And that's how I got familiar with it. It got offered to me as just a friendly face. And before you know it, you know, we two guys, you know, just kicking it. And here I am realizing that it's not just that. It's the opportunity to also see other people and other things that are going on all over the world and the whole...
Just to see how it's grown, man. You got people getting flown out to the Philippines, Thailand, China. I like, man, I love seeing that, man. I would never hate on the young people that's coming in, getting those opportunities, going to Bangkok and Thailand and Africa, whatever they're going.
But you get an opportunity to see it on here. This right here, like... So you got to pay homage to that and really respect that. If sources like this wasn't around, really would you be able to see what's going on? You would only see it if you actually got up out your chair from behind your computer and went to these shows. Yeah. And how many of you guys, you know, really are going to Bangkok and, you know, things like that. So to have, you know, Zeb who's able to sit down with a lot of these people who are opening these channels and opening these avenues for the bully community who are doing it and able to speak on it, it's history. You know, it's importance within itself. And I mean, if you really pay attention, I think, you know, a lot of people, even myself, can learn a lot. So I'm appreciative of the whole movement, Zeb.
Me too.
And I salute you.
Everybody that's doing everything.
You know what I mean? I mean, you've opened doors for people like myself to, you know, like I said, look back at Zeb Pitts videos from back in 08, 07, and now here we are in 2018. And, you know, it's because of guys like Zeb, you know, HD Bullies was able to, you know, come through and show what we're really about and show our true passion, our true light, and our true gift. So I salute you, Zeb. 100.
Hey, man, much respect as always, big dog. You know that. Man. Bully Talk, Zeb Pitts, and we out.